Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on January 16, 2017 at 12:47 a.m. Now, for weeks, of course, we've been talking about Trump and talking about the frustration of those who didn't get their wish, Hillary. And today, you had I can't even think of his name because it's not that important to me. But the one that was running aside her, the admitted socialist, he's got a crowd raising Cain out there. Well, you know, what they're raising Cain about is the free money is going away. Their entitlement's going. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's just going to end. And he's got them raging mad and wants them to have a sit in or sit out. I don't care what they do, but entitlement's over, people. But there's also something that is far more important than all of this. I know every now and then I'll slip in some news that I hear that's good news about the dinar, but for 8 years now, it hasn't been good news at all. It was all lies. Maybe there were attempts, I don't know, but I've not heard or seen a real event that I can put my hands on and say, well, I got this that I can trade for these. And so that's not happened. But look, God initiated, God put in the Bible long time ago, and he visited people and downloaded into them back as far back as 2006, and I even found one as far back as 1982. And I believe his name is Wilkerson. He tells of the very things that's happening today in America, or that happened in the last 4 to 6 years in America. He tells of everything right on down to the colors of the White House. I'm telling you. And but we have, again, in my opinion, we have a reprieve. God has given America one more chance to get it right. This is more important than all the gold in the world, than all the money in Iraq, all the money in Kuwait. This is more important. All the money in the world is not worth one soul. God said that. You know, nothing is more important. Christ would have died for this world if only one would have come forward. Now, people are asking, well, when is the rapture? When does it come? Before I go there, let me tell you that daily, the Vatican, the gentleman that's on the mountain there, Mount Graham in Arizona, that looks through the two telescopes of the Vaticans. One of them, the name is Lucifer. The guy that runs them said he has been tracking inbound for years. He says, and now it's getting aggravating. And when Tom Horn asked him why, he said, it takes a while for these things to clear out of the sky so I can see what I'm really looking at. He said, what things? He said, there's so damn many UFOs up there. They crowd the skies. And you know, they distract what I'm trying to see. I mean, he said that. That's in one of Tom's blogs that's on Skywatch TV. I mean, yeah, on YouTube. But talking about that, these are the alien behind the scene. This is not alien, this is the angel wars going on. And God said behind the veils, there are wars going on, taking place today. There are battles, and these battles will continue until the time of the Gentiles come in. What does that mean? When the very last person who will accept Christ, when he's accepts Christ, then will it end? Will it we go home? Well, when the time of the Gentiles is up, the rapture of the church will take place. And then the battles going on in outer space will bring it to the ground. That's when it gets bad. That's when we have to leave first. But when does that occur? When is the time of the Gentiles fulfilled? The only answer that can be given to that is only God knows. It may not have anything at all to do with us. It may have everything to do with the Jews. In God's mind, he may know when the very last Jew will accept his son as their Lord and Savior. And when he knows that, in other words, you got 7 million Jews in Israel today, maybe 8 million, and he knows, again, he's been there. He's been to the end. He knows in that last person. So when that last person decides that he will accept Christ, and whether he's made that decision or not, God knows. So when he makes that decision, then our time is up. It's no longer about us. It's not been about us. It's just that we think that he's waiting for the last one of us to accept Christ, when in fact, it's probably the other way around. It's waiting for the last of his elect to accept Christ. There's a certain number that's not going to accept Christ no matter what. They're just not going to. And doesn't mean that they're going to be lost, because he does say at the 3.5 year point, when Satan steps into the new temple and desecrates the temple and demands to be worshiped by the world, the Jews will know right that second, get out of town. He's a liar. He is a deceiver. He's not our God. But 2/3 of the Jews will die before they're able to flee. Did you know that? 2/3 will be cut off. Only 1/3 of the Jews in Israel will make it by the angel Gabriel, or whichever one it is, Michael, protecting them, taking them to Petra, to safety, to be safe for the next 3.5 years. And only in the last days of that 3.5 years will Satan realize, well, that's where they are. We'll go there and get them. And that's when Christ will come down and cut them off at the pass and destroy them all. So it may not be about us. You know, Christians accept Christ and in their hearts have accepted Christ and not even really know it. Have you ever? And when I was on the police department, this is my number one thing. I trained a lot of cops, by the way. I trained a lot of them. The chief of police that just retired, I trained him in 1976 and 5, 6, 7, 7. I trained that man, and he just retired. But I would train these guys. They'd ride with me when they came in. And one of them, I'll never forget, there's several, but one of them specifically, he just couldn't accept that there was a God. And worse than that, he couldn't accept that there was a Savior. So finally one night, we're talking, and it hit me, ask him this. And I did. I said, man, what would you do if the next call on this radio came in and that was your parents up there on Montclair Road that had that wreck? He said, oh, God. I said, oh, who? And he stopped. He looked at me and he said, wow, I did say that, didn't I? I said, you sure did. And I didn't say anything else. And also a guy retired about 6 years ago. I was there when he came. And the first thing I gave him, the little pocket Bible that I carry in my pocket, he carried it for the next 22 years on the police department. Never went a day without it. And at his retirement party, he disclosed that to me, and it just, of course, felt good to know that he accepted Christ. And but look, as long as we have a dying breath that we can use, people who's heard of Christ and truly believe there's something there, they will call out to Christ. It is the older Orthodox Jews that just won't do it. And I'm not saying all, but I'm saying for the most part. So maybe that is what God is waiting for. The last hardline Orthodox child of his, chosen, his elect, to know that he's going to call Christ, then the church goes home. And it's not up for the Jews. There's just beginning for them. So let's think a little bit about that and not so much about, dinar, airplanes like me, and because this world is going through a very, very hard time. And it's not going to get better. This country is. Our country's going to get better. For 8 years, we're going to find peace. We're going to find prosperity that we've never dreamed of. I promise you this. But then after that 8 years, only God knows what happens. I believe it will go away as quickly as it came. Jody Wolf Expoz.